For those of you who don't know, I'm in Brookhaven, and the game is like this. But there's a problem, because a long time ago, Brookhaven was very different. Everything in it was much simpler, and there are also buildings that were removed. And today, I want to see with you the oldest version of Brookhaven. So for that, I called my friends, and they are right here. But guys, I'm going to stop right here, so they can pass in front of me. Perfect, they passed. Now I'm going to pass here again and cross the street. He's laughing here, and said, what a brilliant idea. It really is just brilliant. But guys, now they're coming back here, because I want to show them everything that changed here in Brookhaven. He said, I think nothing has changed, because it still looks the same. Actually, a lot has changed. The whole map has changed. I don't understand why he said nothing has changed. I said here, I don't get it, because guys, the game has totally changed. He said, actually it has changed, but you can still recognize the game. And what he said is true. This here is the current Brookhaven street, and this here is the old Brookhaven street. You can see that it really is very similar. He said, let's check specific places on the map that changed. That's true, but my other friend said, wait, let me handle this. Guys, I don't understand what he's doing, but he's running back here, and it seems like he's going to do something in the game. Actually, he placed some boxes here. 3 boxes in the middle of nowhere, which is pretty weird. And now he started putting suitcases. But guys, I don't know what this means. He placed 3, and I actually managed to see all of them, but I'm here to select which one I want. He said, choose one carefully, because this will decide everything. Okay, we have 3 here. TNT, money, and also money. I said here, the first box, because guys, I don't know what this means, but he's going to the box and just grabbed a piece of paper. Okay, I want to see what he's going to say. He said, let's check the mountain. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Now I understand how this game works. He placed 3 suitcases, and one of them decides here, each location I will visit here on the map. So I'm going to take my car, which is exactly this, and I'm going to take them here. Guys, all 3 are getting into my car. And the current Brookhaven mountain, for those of you who don't know, has a lot of things you can do. First, I can go up here and do something very special, which is simply take the drone and fly around the map. Guys, my friends are also coming here, just to fly. But I don't know if this is something new in the game, or if this was in the old Brookhaven. But guys, my friends are coming back here, but one of them is going to my car. And I just got here too. But for those of you who don't know, in the old Brookhaven, this was very different. The mountain was very strange because there was part of the drone, but the mountain looked like a volcano. And also, this part with the drone hasn't changed at all. But if I come here to try to make this work, unfortunately, it doesn't work. But guys, you can notice back here that we have a giant volcano, which is really strange because in the current Brookhaven, it's exactly like this, very different, with several mountains. And if I go down here, I can get a house. He said, go down there to test it. And that's exactly what I want to do, but I'm stuck. Perfect. I'm going down here, and my friends fell here. But if I go back here, I can get a house, which is something you can't do in the old Brookhaven, because here there was only this one thing, and if you deleted this whole block, I'd just fall under the map. But now I'm going back to check if my car is okay. Guys, my car is still working, but my friends are on the ground here. He said, aren't you going to help us? Look, I know you're fine. So guys, I'm going to pick them up and take them with me. But my friend got up and said, you're not a real friend. And it seems like he's mad because I didn't save him. But there's a difference. He's fine. I know he's fine. I said, if you're fine, why are you mad? Guys, this doesn't make sense. He said, I don't know why. Guys, he really is kind of strange. But I'm going to take my car and I'm coming here to see more things that changed in the old Brookhaven. So for that, I'm coming here in front. And I'm going to skip right here. And guys, I don't know if this building was in the old Brookhaven. But when I get here, you can notice that this building is new. In the old Brookhaven, there was nothing here. There were just 2 helicopters, which are totally broken because they don't have windows. And it seems like they don't work because if I come here to fly them, it simply doesn't work. But I can come up here in front and we have the Brookhaven school here, which is also strange because right next to it, we have a giant bridge passing by the school, which is something that should never happen, especially because it's interfering with the soccer field since the bridge goes right through the court, which is really weird. But thankfully, that was removed. And now it's very different. There's no more bridge and everything here is really different. He said, what if we put some things from the current game into the old Brookhaven? Well, that's really weird, but it's possible to do. But my friend left here and I don't know what he's doing, but he's looking back here. He said, I'm going fishing. Okay, it seems like he got mad and is just leaving. Guys, this is strange because there are no fish in Brookhaven, so I don't know why he's going fishing. But he started fishing in the game, and guys, I doubt there's a fish in the lake. I said here, there aren't even fish in the game. My friend said, it's true, he's crazy. But guys, now I'm coming here in front to see this part of the map, because for those of you who don't know, it's exactly like this now. But in the old Brookhaven, it was very different. Everything here was very strange because it was a giant mountain, while in the old game, we had this part like this. And in the current game, this is very different. The mountain is much smaller than before, and there was no building here. And guys, this here is a TV channel that was in Brookhaven. There were a lot of interesting things you could do. You could use the computer and also do a lot of cool things here. But that was removed. But it wasn't totally removed from Brookhaven. He said, it's still somewhere in the game, right? Exactly. This building is still in Brookhaven. Now I'm going to the mall. Perfect. I got here. Now I'm going to have to go up here. And we have the same building from before. It really is very similar. It's almost the same. But there were some differences. Here we also have a completely empty room with nothing. Everything here was completely removed. But my friend then said, "Hey, what about the old mall? How was it?" "I have some bad news for you. The mall didn't exist." For those of you who don't know, this mall is a very recent addition to the game, because if I come to the old Brookhaven, you can see that there was no mall. In fact, there was simply this really cool building, which was basically a restaurant, and it had several secrets inside. But now, we have this new airport, but there wasn't an airport back then. He said, "What was the airport like back then?" "It was very simple. In the past version of Brookhaven, you can see it was exactly like this. It was simply very small, and it was very ugly inside. Everything here was much simpler. But in the current version, you can see there are a lot of interesting things. The airport really has a lot of cool details. It has a lot of security. It's a very nice airport, and there are even secret areas. But in the very first version, it simply didn't exist." He said, "What? I didn't understand." "Look, basically this airport here is new, because if I go to the oldest version of Brookhaven, you can see that there simply wasn't an airport, and there was no plane. The plane didn't exist in the game. Actually, there was this horse stable here, which still exists in the game today. If I take my car and go back here behind, you can notice that at the back we have the same horse stable. Everything here is very similar, but it's actually not the same, because here we have this house and also this building. But in the oldest version of Brookhaven, it was different." He said, "Was there a secret house?" "Exactly. There was a secret house in the game, which was simply removed. In the old version, you could notice that there was this house, and also this other one. In the current game, we have this house, but the other house was completely removed. And here you can notice that there were several interesting things. This should have stayed in Brookhaven because it's really cool. And also, something I noticed is that this place where the buses pass had basically this number, but in the current Brookhaven, this was completely removed." He said, "No, it wasn't. I doubt it. Look, actually, it was. I'm going back here, and my friend is going to have to go through this too, because guys, this was totally removed, and I'm going to prove to him that it's true. You can notice that there's simply nothing here. It's really a very strange bus stop, and back then it was better. There's even this weird block here that I don't know if it works. I said here, this block, do you know what it is? Because it's really strange. I think maybe it's light." He said, "Hackers put that there." Actually, no! What he said doesn't make sense. But maybe this block really is light, because in the old game, there wasn't this. It's really strange. But now the game is totally night, and you can notice that here it's simply not lit. Actually, it's a block that has no function at all, which is really weird. He said, "It's the most useless block of all." And that's true. But guys, I'm going to take my car because I want to see more things in the old version of Brookhaven that were removed. He said, "Wait, and the cars? Do they have differences?" "Well, actually, yes. I'm going to have to check here in front, exactly in this part, to check the cars. For those of you who don't know, there were cars that were removed from the game. Is this a joke? No, this really happened. I want to see all of this today." He got here too, but he just grabbed this giant car. I just didn't understand why. I said, "Why did you grab this car?" Guys, I don't understand why he did that. He just suddenly grabbed a giant car. He said, "I don't need reasons to grab this car." And that actually makes sense. He took this car just because he wanted to. But for those of you who don't know, in the game, there were some cars on the right that were totally removed. This ambulance is the first of them. For those of you who don't know, it was totally different. But there's also another car that was removed, which is the fire truck. This car was very different. For those of you who don't know, in the current game, this is exactly how it is. But if I go to the first version of Brookhaven and get right here, you can notice that there was a totally different car. It was a very ugly car. This new car, on the other hand, is very beautiful, and it has several interesting details. He said, "Look who's coming." Guys, it looks like a player is coming here, but I don't see anyone. Actually, he just appeared, and it's simply that friend of mine from before. He's holding a sign that says stop. Guys, he wants us to stop doing secrets so he can get here and see the secrets too. Guys, he's running here, but it took way too long because he came on foot and didn't want to grab a car. But finally, he got here, and now he's holding the sign that says go. I said, "What do you want?" Because guys, he came running here, so it must be something important. He said, "Nothing. I just grabbed these signs randomly." That actually makes sense. Then he grabbed this other sign that says slow down. But for those of you who don't know, this ambulance used to be very ugly. This was the ugliest car of all, because in the current game, it's just like this. But in the old game, it was like this. It was just really ugly. There were several bugs that happened with the car, and also the front of the car was very strange because it looked like a truck. It didn't look exactly like an ambulance. There was this part of the car too, which was very strange because the door was completely open. Whereas in the current game, if I come here, I can open this door like this, and players can come inside to be treated here at the hospital. Both of them actually got here, and then they closed the door to take him to the hospital. But this car used to be very ugly. It was just really weird. The weirdest part of all is this part of the car because it's glitched. But I can also drive it, and you can see that it's very slow. But back here, we have a house that was totally removed, and I'm sure you've seen this house before, but you don't know where this house was located in the game. This is the agency house, and you can notice that there are a lot of strange things here because it's a completely secret house with restricted areas inside. There's also the FBI, and several weird items here. And for those of you who don't know, this wasn't removed from Brookhaven. Actually, it wasn't completely removed, because there's still an agency house here. He said, "Where? That was removed." Look, it wasn't at the same time, because guys, actually, this building was totally removed, and it was moved to another location. And I'm going to have to grab this car, and I'm going to carry them here in Roblox. I'm going to have to get exactly to this mountain, because for those of you who don't know, right here, we have a secret spot, because if I get to this part, it will open a secret door that gives access to this very strange place. And here, we simply have a secret base that you've never seen before. But that's not all, because inside here there's also another secret passage exactly here, and my friend is coming inside. But it's really scary here, because guys, you can't see anything. It's really a very strange place. Guys, I don't understand why my friend suddenly came here, to this weird place. He said, how was it here back then? Guys, back then it was just weird. If I come to the gas station, you can see that there's no more shop. And also if I come here, this simply won't open. Guys, because this building is very recent. And if I look inside, you can notice that there's nothing. It's a completely empty space. But there's something very strange, this other mountain here in the game, because right here, there's a secret in the game. So guys, I'm going back here. I don't understand why my friend has a horse. He just suddenly got a horse. I said, why the horse? Guys, this doesn't make sense. He said, because horses are cool. That actually makes sense. Guys, I'm going back here to grab it and get out of here. Guys, my friend is coming back here, but he almost got stuck. Actually, he got stuck here. This is the end for him. He disappeared here in the game. I don't know where he is. But my other friend came back here, and guys, you can see that he came back to the beginning. Basically, he was reset, and now he's coming here running. But guys, I'm going to grab my car, which is simply this Ferrari, because this is the best car of all. This player came here too, but guys, I don't understand what he's doing. He's trying to come here with the horse, and every time he comes here, he just ends up flying. Guys, I'm coming up here to the mountain, because there's a very interesting secret, and my friend is coming here too. But for you who don't know, right here, we have this secret passage, which gives access to this secret mountain. But for you who don't know, back then there was something very weird. This place is completely empty, but coming here in the first version, there was a very interesting skate park, which was completely removed, and it was really cool. But if I come to this part, you can notice there's this secret spot, but here there was a very weird building. It was simply a miniature version of the entire Brookhaven map. Everything here is tiny, so much that if I come inside, you can see that I'm simply giant compared to the map. This is very weird. It's a secret I didn't know existed in the game back then. Everything here was really small, but this mountain doesn't have anything special. If I go around back, there's nothing, which is simply very strange. But now I'm going back here to see the next secret. I said, why didn't you come too? Guys, it seems like he didn't want to come this time. He said, because I'm tired. I need an ice cream immediately. Okay, I'll take him here to get an ice cream since he wants one so badly. But guys, there's one problem. That friend of mine who's on the horse will take a long time because his horse is really slow. So, while he's coming here, I've already arrived at the ice cream shop so my friend can get his ice cream. He got the ice cream and now he's back inside. But guys, my friend came back and he said, I'm going to sleep. Guys, it seems like he's going to sleep, but he's going to the prison, which simply doesn't have any beds. Guys, I don't know what he's doing here, but he arrived exactly at this location and now he locked himself into sleep. Guys, this is very strange because he went to the prison just to sleep. He said, the cemetery, how was it? Look, I had an idea. Let's go to my Roblox game to see what the map looked like back then. Now I'm in this Roblox game, and you can see that it's the very first version of all. And my friend is also here. He's exactly at this part. And guys, there's a lot of weird stuff here. You can see that the signs were very different because the game was very new, and people didn't know how to play. Also, the police station was really strange because it simply had this secret area where you could enter this secret base. And there were many items here. Guys, this is the old hotel, and you can see that it has changed a lot. But now I'm coming here to the front to grab a car. Perfect, I grabbed this car. Guys, my friend also has to come along with me. He said, I didn't grab another car. So I forgot. Guys, I forgot to grab another car. But now he's coming inside. I'm heading over to see the cemetery, but you can see that it simply didn't exist. The cemetery wasn't in the game. But if I come down here, I can see that there was this tomb right here, which is really weird because even though the cemetery wasn't there, the tomb was already here. But now I have this secret command. I'm going to type it, and now my friend will start flying. Guys, he disappeared from the game, and he just vanished. Guys, I'm going to make the players start flying in the game. My friend disappeared again. I'm sure he's really mad, especially because he's in the water now, and he's going to fly again. Guys, I'm going to stop doing this. So I'll make my friend huge, and now you can see that he's really big. But I'll make him even bigger, and now he's so tall, but he disappeared. Guys, my friend is giant. He's really tall, and this is so weird. He's basically walking here in Roblox, and he's sitting in a chair that I have no idea where this chair is. But I'm going to make him bigger, and now he's really big. But now my friend is simply tiny. He's really very small. Guys, look at what happened to him. There's a giant player here, and he's trying to come here to the front, but it's very hard. You can see it's really very difficult for him to come here to the front. But now, I made him even smaller, and you can see that he's really tiny. He's just so weird, because this is his size. He's simply minuscule. This is the old Brookhaven school, and you can see that a lot of things were different here, especially because it's the oldest version of all. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the member button, and I'll add you here on Roblox.